I'm joined here by Tony Considine outside the Croke Park Hotel here, and it's the morning after the night before, I suppose, for us Clare people, Tony, after that titanic struggle yesterday evening.
Absolutely, Nicholas. Unbelievable. I actually went home after the game yesterday evening. I drove down again tennis, you know. And I came up again this morning and I met someone here outside the hotel and they said, "Geez, you went down yesterday, you must be wrecked." I was never as fresh, because after watching Clare, the way they performed yesterday, and more or less the manner of the performance, and actually the spirit they played with, it was absolutely fantastic to watch. And I think we are lucky as Claremen to have a group of guys like that can go out and represent us and play like that in the national stage. You know, I was proud of every one of them. They're a great role model to all our young lads, not alone in Clare, but I think young lads all over the country. The way they performed yesterday, I mean, the game, you could say after 20 minutes, it was nearly dead and buried. But say, Clare said no. They said, we're not giving up on this. And you know what? We knew it. We were saying that Clare didn't have any fear of Galway. You know what I mean? And they didn't have any fear. They went out and they played the way, as we call it, the Clare way. They fought for everything. They fought in their backs. And I think Galway did as well now. To be honest with you, I think Galway showed a lot of character to get a draw out of the game as well, you know. And you know, there's great, say, comradeship between Galway and Clare. But God, I tell you, going home last night, I went down on a high going down the road last night thinking, if Clare can play like that every day they go out, there isn't many teams going to put up with them, you know, and the skill they had and everything they done. And in fairness to Jerry and Donald as well, they did tremendous things. We have been critical of the past. Yes. Well, of course, and everyone that's talking about the game, we all have different opinions. That's why the game is such fantastic, that we can have different opinions. But just give them credit, when the thing was going wrong, they didn't give up on it either. They made a switch by moving Colin Galvin to play an extra man in the backs, and they took it from there. And then you had the fellas like Tony Kelly all over the field. The Shane O'Donnell, when he came back on, showed fantastic character as well. And of course, Aaron Shanahan, you know, he's been out nearly for a year, come back and he gets a goal like that. Fantastic. And long may that continue now. I know the game is going to be fixed, maybe it is fixed for Thurles. I prefer to see it in Croke Park. Personally, I would prefer to see it, because I think we have a great record here. But look at, we're going down to Thurles, and by God, you know, we're going down with a lot of positivity after the performance just there.
Yeah, both teams deserve the credit, as you said. But 16 minutes gone, 1 point on the board, 9 points down against the All-Ireland champions. Very few teams could come back from that.
Well, everyone is talking about it here, Nicholas. I'm talking to Limerick people and Cork people here. They're just on a high after the game. They just couldn't believe that Clare could do that against All-Ireland champions, you know. That's why I said to them, look, I meant nothing out of it. I said, sure, we're always used to doing that here in Croke Park. This is nearly our second home here. Yeah. When we come here, we rarely lose here, you know. Yeah. So it's fantastic to see that. And you can imagine the confidence it has given, not alone the supporters, but the confidence it's given the players now. You know, that they can come back from 9 points down against All-Ireland champions and get a draw with them, playing fantastic hurling now. Playing fantastic hurling. The hurling they played just surpassed, I think, anything they've done up so far. If not in the last number of years, definitely this year anyway. You know what I mean? They just performed the same. Look at, they threw caution to the wind. They said, here goes, we are not going to lose into Galway or anyone else in Croke Park today. And to me, that was really the real thing out of it. The real fighting banner spirit. That's what it's all about.
And in 1995 we came up here in the All-Ireland semi-final to face Galway, unknown territory for us. You were in charge with Jared and
Mike, yeah.
And Michael. And you said a tone there, that was a special team. But these lads now, there was questions asked since 2013, you know, have won the whole island over the last 5 years. We didn't really do what fill our potential, but yesterday answered a lot of questions.
It did, and you know, and I think the players would know that they had to answer the questions yesterday, and I think that was the reason for the performance. You look at John Conlon yesterday, he was up against one of the top fullbacks in the country in Daiber. Wasn't that a real manly duel between the two of them, you know? And John came out of it getting 4 great points that we needed and showed tremendous leadership. I think to the leadership I think what people were frustrated with was they knew there was a lot more than this team. That was the problem, Nicholas. No, they knew that Clare could perform like that, but they haven't done it for the last number of years. But now they've done it just there, and as I say, hopefully they do it again in Thurles the next day. But we're in a better place now than we were after the Munster final. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? You know. But as I say, I'd love if it was here. It's not here. It's in Thurles. We have to go there now and perform the same way, if not better, than we performed just there.
That's right. So just the last thing there. It's a 20-man game, and we brought on the subs that we wanted to bring on. Galway. They were talking about Galway being this physical team, yet they seem to be the ones that limped off with injuries and
Yeah, and I would say this about the physicality. Clare never ever feared physicality.
yeah.
No matter what team went out from Clare, the one thing they never dreaded was physicality. Maybe a bit of pace, yeah, they might dread a bit of pace, but they never ever dreaded physicality. And this team don't dread it either. As you say, you had the subs that come on yesterday, Ian Gavin, Davy Fitzgerald especially, I think, played really well when he came into the middle of the field. And I think Davy Fitzgerald to me is either a midfielder or a wing forward. I think he's just got wicked pace. He's a big, strong, strapping lad. And you see what a guy like Peter Duggan could do yesterday. Very good Peter Duggan yesterday. It was his, I think probably one of his first games in Croke Park. He was absolutely outstanding. To take frees under that pressure. And he scored, of course, the one-handed score he got was absolutely brilliant. To remind you of someone playing tennis or something in Wimbledon. Absolutely brilliant.
I was going to ask you about that. In 2002, DJ Carey got a point against Clare here to talk about it ever since. But I think this one tops it. The one Peter Duggan got. 4 people around him.
For such a young man and playing his first game, you know, look at, we're in a good place. We have good hurlers. And look at, let's be honest, Donal and Jerry, they're doing it. People will give out. They'll always give out. We were all in management and everyone criticised us. You know what I mean? We always done wrong things and good things and bad things. That goes with the territory. But yesterday, they've done everything right and they've got Clare to a level yesterday that they haven't performed this year yet. And hopefully they'll continue that now. They have to go back now. It's not going to be easy the next day now. You're coming up, remember, you're coming up against a good Galway team again the next day. So they have to go back now and look at where the things they went wrong and what they can improve on. And I'm sure they'll do that.
Yeah. Tony, you're going to analyse Cork and Limerick there, so we can sit back and relax a bit more than we did yesterday.
Well, we don't worry now about that now. We'll go in and enjoy this one. It wasn't easy enjoy yesterday, especially in the last few minutes anyway, you know.
Tony,
anyway, well done,
Tony, as usual, thanks very much. A pleasure talking
Not
to
at all,
Tony.
Nick.
Thanks very much.
Well done, man.
Gentlemen.
That's it. They had the okay few, is it?